It's that spooky time of year again where everybody's favorite Halloween hit is on the playlist. It's The Monster Mash by Bobby, Boris, Pickett, and the Crypt-Kickers today on another vinyl show. Ike Frasier Industries presents another vinyl show with Ike Frasier. Hey everybody, happy Halloween. It's your old pal Ike Frasier. Whoa, what's that back there? Oh, kitty cat. Oh, happy Halloween everybody. Ooh, what's going on back there? Well, at this time of year, we all love a spooky song. And what's the original Halloween hit? Oh gosh, it's Bobby, Boris, Pickett, and the Monster Mash. Everybody loves the Monster Mash. Now this is the original album on Garpax. Yellow label, mono, as you see right there. And really, this is really the first big Halloween hit. Number one for 2 weeks in 1962. It's a lot of fun. It's a great song. We all love the Monster Mash like it's just a great song. It's part of our culture now. So, coming up, I hope you guys enjoy the story of Bobby, Boris, Pickett, and the Monster Mash. I'm your old pal, Ike Frasier. Whoop. What'd I say? We got new subscribers again this week. Thank you guys out there. We didn't post last week, and we still got some new subscribers, so that's really exciting for us. We know you guys really like what we're doing out there, and we really appreciate that a lot. And so happy Halloween, everybody. Enjoy the Monster Mash. I'm Mike Frasier, and we'll see you next time. Save some of that candy for me. Born in Somerville, Massachusetts, February 14th, 1938, Bobby Pickett came to this world, and his dad was the manager of the local movie theater. Bobby was raised on all the classic films, and he loved the horror films from Dracula to Frankenstein and the Wolfman, and later he would join the army, and after a stint in Korea, he decided that he wanted to be an actor. And so when he got out of the United States Army, Bobby said he was going to Hollywood, and he was going to make it as an actor. But few and far parts between and a few commercials, and Bobby ended up being the singer in a dance band. Now this dance band, the Cordials, they played all the hits of the day and all the twists and the mashed potatoes and all those fun time dance tunes that everybody loved. And sometimes Bobby would do his impression of Boris Karloff. And they came up with a song, and so they took it to the Hollywood Argyle's mogul, Gary Paxton, and they told Gary about their song. And Bobby said, well, you know, I've got this song that we're coming up, and it's kind of like a mashed potato beat or whatever, a dance tune, and it's all about a mad scientist, and the mad scientist makes a monster, and the monster gets up and dances, and then every one of the monsters comes to dance. And Gary Paxton thinks, well, that's really great because the horror movie films are popular again in the late 50s and early 60s. Now, people say that Leon Russell played on it, but he was on the B-side, Monster Mash Party. Darlene Love says she was definitely on the A-side with her band, The Blossoms, and they were a backing group. Now, the Monster Mash comes out on Garpax because all the major labels refuse it and think it's too morbid. But then suddenly, after a lot of radio stations start playing some of the 500 copies that Gary has produced, is christened Bobby Boris Pickett. And this song starts to take off. And so London Records calls back and said, we'll give you distribution because we made a mistake. This is a hit record. And so on the Garpax label, the record takes off and it's coming and it's becoming a hit. And 2 weeks prior to Halloween, it is the number one single in the United States. So as everybody's buying their candy and getting their costumes, the Monster Mash is the big hit of the nation. And it's number one in the United States in 1962, number one in Canada, and number one all the way in New Zealand. Now, at the same time, John Zacharel, he has a cover version that he's trying to chase up the charts, and his version of Dinner with Drac was a top 10 hit in 1958, so Monster Mash was right up his alley as a horror tune, and his album goes to 44 on Billboard. Now, at the same time, in the UK, the Monster Mash is banned completely by the BBC as being morbid and in bad taste. But the problem with that is is Screaming Lord Sutch had his first record before that. And that was produced by Joe Meek, and that was Until the Following Night. And that is a cult classic now with all the same topics as the Monster Mash. But back in the USA, where Monster Mash is a big hit, Bobby's on Dick Clark's American Bandstand and performs it. The album comes out, and it goes to number 19 in the Billboard charts, and that is a great success, and it's called The Original Monster Mash. And the reason it's called The Original Monster Mash is because, of course, the John Zackrell version. His version, of course, went to number 44, chasing him up the charts, but it didn't quite make it. Bobby has a holiday hit with Monsters Holiday, backed with Monsters Motion, that came out later that year. And you see here on the back of the picture sleeve, it advertises the original Monster Mash album. Now, Monsters Holiday was a little bit of a successful single itself, becoming a top 40 single and reaching number 30 in the Billboard charts in 1962. And that's pretty much what everyone would hear from Bobby for a while. Then the Bonzo Doodah Dog Band had a new album come out in 1969 called Tadpole, and Tadpole featured Monster Mash on it, one of the earliest covers of the Monster Mash. Now we fast forward to 1970, and London Records decides that they're going to put out the Monster Mash again, and they release it on Parrot Records, and it goes to number 91. So they're thinking at London Records, we might have like a holiday hit on our hands. Fast forward October 1973, and London starts promoting the Monster Mash in a big way. And here we see a promo saying it's a brand new 10-year-old hit right there. We see Bobby 10 years later. He's got some long hair and a handlebar mustache. It's 1973. The rock and roll revival is hot in America. Monster Mash goes to number 10 that year. Very impressive. They make new cover art in the 70s Monsters theme, and they re-released the Monster Mash album. Now in the United States, the reissue of the Monster Mash goes to number 10 in Billboard, and that causes a little bit of a sensation as the Monster Mash has been gone for a while. Well, in Canada, it's even bigger. It goes to number 1 for the second time, 1962 and 1973. Now, finally, in the United Kingdom, London is able to release the Monster Mash because the ban has been lifted because the record is so popular, and it goes all the way to number 3 in the UK, and the Monster Mash is a success. Everybody is glad that the ban is lifted, and it's big number 3 hit. Now we go to Australia, where it probably was banned at the same time, and it's number 3 on their local charts. Now, the first time it was released in Japan, here we see the original picture sleeve, was most likely 1972 or 1973. Now, with all this success going on, the new owner of the Cameo Records label, Mr. Alan Klein, he decides he wants a little Monster Mash money, and he reissues the 45 of John Zackrell's Monster Mash on the Abco label. London Records releases it here in the 70s on the Sunshine label. That's pretty cool right there. And London keeps it in print for a good long while. Here's a late 80s version of the Monster Mash on London. And then in the early 90s, it is reissued on Dream. And there we see it in the Timepieces picture sleeve right there, because it really is a timeless classic. Then the Monster Mash gets leased to Collectibles, and Collectibles releases it on this cool orange pumpkin-colored vinyl. Even Vincent Price did a version of the Monster Mash in the 70s, kind of metal disco-y. Everybody's favorite horror rock band, the Misfits, did a version. It came out on multiple colors and glow-in-the-dark vinyl. John Zackrell's version came out September 2025 on purple, black, and green splatter vinyl. Bobby Boris's Monster Mash is coming out this Halloween season, 2025, on glow-in-the-dark vinyl. A new 45 October 2025 is coming out on neon green vinyl. And the neon green vinyl right now is just $14.99 in a pre-order. You can get that pretty soon. And the LP is on glow-in-the-dark vinyl. And that's available from a few websites right now, and that's going for $29.99 for a brand new glow-in-the-dark LP. Now, what could be the value of the original Monster Mash records from 1962? Well, here we see the beautiful picture sleeve from 1962 on Garpax with the orange label stock copy, and those go for about 30 to 40 on eBay. They got to be really nice and clean though. There is a white label styrene pressing as well. The original Monster Mash LP on eBay went for $200 at the top price, and on Discogs top price was $110. Now the Canadian version on eBay, the top price was $115, and those are a little bit difficult to find, I believe. The Monsters Holiday with Monster Motion from the LP, $180 on eBay for that with the picture sleeve. $46 for the 1973 reissue on Parrot. Discogs says $60. The Orange Pumpkin vinyl from Collectibles, that went for $18 on eBay. And we dedicate this video to the original Monster Mashers, John Zackrell and Bobby Boris Pickett. They'll be monster mashing forever. I hope everybody has a great Halloween. We thank you guys for watching. Think about liking and subscribing. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Happy Halloween, and save some candy for me.